enrollments, leads, all of the things. That's what this business is built on is enrollments. And today I'm going to do one of what I would consider to be my core trainings. And this is really important when you are just getting started. What I do is I cover the rookie mistakes, but instead of just telling you what you're doing wrong, I'm going to tell you what to do instead. These are the things that after having been in the industry for 18 years that I consistently see new people come in and do incorrectly. And that's not to say that you can't come back from some of these things. We can always course correct, right? We're always learning and growing. But you're definitely going to get better results if you do it the way that I'm going to tell you to do it. Okay. Aaron says sharing samples to people that haven't tried pharmacy yet. Also enrolled a customer as an influencer upgrade. Awesome. Congratulations, Aaron. Congratulations, Nicole. Re-ranking 9%. Christine got an enrollment. Okay, I love to see all of the wins. We still have more people coming in to the meeting room. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my slides. Let's see. Okay, just have to make sure my dog is not going to interrupt because he is like a toddler. Like literally the second I need to do a call or do anything on my computer, he needs my attention. It's anyone else have a dog like that? He is a senior citizen though. He's 12, so he's like very needy right now. Okay, we still have more people coming in, more people coming in. Okay, I love to see it. All right, stepped out of my comfort zone and signed up to be an influencer. Congratulations, Kelly. You made the first step. Okay, Christina says my cat is like that. Yeah, I have a cat too that will try to, like come sit in front of the laptop sometimes whenever she has the energy to get up. She's also a senior. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and screen share. And we're going to present. All right. All right. Drop in the comments for me. Drop a one if you can see my screen. We're all good. Okay. Awesome. 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 We saw more people coming in, more people coming in. Okay. Great. So, like I said, this is a training that is really great for your newbies. So if you're new or you have new people, these are things that I see. These are just common mistakes that I see people make. And so I'm going to teach you how to build a brand that connects. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Brooke Rash. I have been in the industry for 18 years now, which is wild because I'm only 25. So you could do the math, but I have built my entire business and made millions of dollars simply by showing up and being myself on social media, just sharing my life. I'm a micro influencer. I don't even have 10,000 Instagram followers, you guys. So if I can make millions of dollars and completely change my life, then you can do it too. Okay. I didn't come from anything. I didn't have any kind of like special handouts or hand ups. I actually was born to teenage parents, grew up in poverty, got married, lived in a single wide mobile home, lived off of government assistance, and every challenge in life that you could imagine that is out there like has been thrown at me. So I'm just a regular person, just like everyone else, and I have leveraged that to connect with people and to make money on social media. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. All right, so I first started using Facebook to connect with my customers in 2008. I had a direct sales business, which was much different from pharmacy. It was a party plan. So how many of you remember party plan in the 2000s? People would you'd go to your neighbor's house or you'd go to someone's house or the clubhouse or whatever, and they would have events and they would pop up with their things. Well, a lot of the women that were in my area, they sold things like jewelry and candles. But I was a little scandalous. I was right in the middle of the Bible Belt, and I knew that if I wanted to stand out because I was desperate to make money, I was pregnant with my son, who's 17 now, and I had a 3-year-old daughter, and I needed to be able to provide for them. And so I signed up to work for a company called Pure Romance. and sell sex toys. So that was how I got my break into entertainment, you guys. I every week I would go and I would do parties. I would lug products into people's homes. I would stand up in front of women who were generally, because I was about 27, 28 at the time. Oh, sorry, I just told you I'm only 25. So um, they were generally much older than me, and I would have to do sexual health education. And a lot of times they didn't take me seriously because number one, I was much younger than them, and number two, they were typically wasted. Okay, so I feel like if I could do that, that I could do anything. Okay, and so what I found was that by just staying in front of these customers on Facebook, they kept reaching back out to me for repeat business. And I wasn't even necessarily promoting my business on Facebook. I was just posting about my kids and my life and going to the zoo and just like regular things that like moms post about on social media. And so once I realized that, the light bulb went off for me, like, oh my gosh, like if I just stay in front of these people, like they're gonna buy whatever from me. So I really have built most of my businesses through Facebook. The principles that I'm going to teach will work for Facebook or Instagram, though I've found personally that Facebook is a much warmer market. Those people feel like they know me better. And it's because Facebook is a friends and family platform, whereas Instagram is a more like brand and influencer driven platform. So it takes a little bit longer to build trust on Instagram. Okay, I had some more people that were coming into the waiting room, and I don't know where they, I don't know where they went. Let's see right here. We got some more people to let in. Okay. So give me on a scale of 1 to 10, like how comfortable you are with social media. 1 being not comfortable at all, 10 being like, I've got this, like I'm rocking this out. Like I just want to get a gauge for where our audience is at. Okay, we got some eights. All right, 7, 8. Okay, so a lot of you are pretty seasoned. 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, 10. Ooh, okay. We've got 1, 5. All right, I have a confident crew here today. 6, 7, 8. I feel like Monica on Friends. If one thing you will learn about me is I love Friends. She's like 7, 7, 7. If you know, you know. Okay, so if these some of these things may not apply to you, but I can tell you what, you have people that come into your business who make these mistakes, and so you're going to get a lot from this training today, whether you feel like 100% confident on social media or not. Okay, so the biggest way to just like get going is to just document your life. That is like the easiest way to start building your brand that connects with people on social media, is just start documenting your life, and not just like the big wins, not just like the, oh, like I made $100,000 or like crazy things like we bought a boat, or, I think a lot of people think that it has to be these big, exciting things. And it's really just the everyday, real things that people will connect with. Okay. We got some more people coming into the meeting room. Okay. So you talk about your kids, talk about your coffee, talk about your Target run. Tell the little things that tell a story. Like maybe if you've got spinach in your teeth and you realize that you sat through a whole Zoom meeting or training, or you were talking in front of people and you had spinach in your teeth, like I would take a picture of it and like make fun of it and ask other people if they've ever had that happen too. It doesn't need to be these big things. It's just those little tiny things that other people are able to say, I connect with you, I relate with you. And that's the number one thing that I hear from people. Well, I hear a few things from people when they talk about my social media presence, but the biggest thing is that I'm relatable to other people, and you want to be relatable. Okay. So those daily things, the day to day, they tell a story. Even me just coming into this Zoom call and like explaining that I had to mute because I needed to make sure the dog wasn't going to come down because I have a dog that interrupts. A lot of you were like, oh my gosh, my dog too, my dog too. Like you were able to connect with me because you have a similar thing. So you want to use that same type concept to connect with people on your social media. You don't necessarily have to be interesting. You just have to be visible. You need people to see you. Some people will tell you to focus on quality over quantity and like put out quality content. I feel like the absolute opposite. I feel like quantity is more important because in this day and age, like people have a very, very short attention span. And if you're not putting stuff out all of the time, people are going to forget about you. So the more frequently you can post, the better. I feel like some of my content is better than others, and it's going to be the same for you. Not every post is going to be a banger, as I like to say, but you want to just make sure that you're putting things out and you're staying in front of people. And in fact, sometimes it's the things that you got like 10 people liked it or whatever, and you're like, oh, that sucked. That someone reaches out to you and says, hey, I saw that post about XYZ. I'm ready to sign up, or I want to buy that product. Or it might just be a message telling you that you inspired them. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're staying in front of people, because that's how you're going to grow. How many times have you seen someone, I had this happen to me today, pops through your feed and you go, oh, wow, I forgot about that person. Like I haven't seen that person in my news feed in like a hot minute. Like that's why it's really important for you to stay in front of people, because this is how you build trust with people before they're going to buy from you. Bye, babe. Love you. I'll see you in a bit. So your objection right now, your biggest objection is, what are other people going to think? What are other people going to think? Drop a 2 in the comments for me if you ever worry about what other people think about you on social media. That's the biggest thing that is hamstringing you in your business, honestly. And even me at sometimes too, I'm not immune to it. Even though I've been doing this for so long, I'm not immune to having those feelings of, how is this going to hit? How's this going to land? What are people going to think? Is my audience going to like this? So you have to really get into a mindset of not caring what other people think, because that is holding you back from your greatness. It's always those things that you hold back on saying. Those are the things that you need to say that other people are really going to connect with. So what I want you to ask yourself is, whose opinions are you worrying about, and why does it matter? Drop it in the comments for me. Let's unpack this, because this is going to be really important. Let me see if I can get the chat. I don't care as long as they join. Okay, so we have quite a few people that worry about what other people think. Let me know why. I worry they will be confused because I do sound healing. So I feel like I've explained this to you before. You are a person, right? You are a person. You're a person, and people are multifaceted. We are all influencers, whether we claim to be influencers or not. I was an influencer before the term influencer was coined. And when it first like came about, I was like, oh, like I'm pretty sure that's like what I'm already doing. Like I didn't like set out to be an influencer. I just showed up daily with the intention to help people and to share little bits of my life. So you're gonna, like, if you think about anyone that you follow, like just because their business is one thing doesn't mean that they can't share products that they use and that they love. And if you get in your head too much about they're going to be confused, they're going to be confused, they're not going to be confused. My husband sells real estate, but he's tapping into his audience and he's selling collagen for me, because he takes the collagen. He's a fitness buff. That's part of who he is. He takes the collagen every day. He tells a story about how he wasn't sleeping because his shoulders were hurting so much. And I was like, hey, why don't you take the collagen? He didn't want to listen to me. He finally started taking the collagen. And after a few weeks, he was like, hey, guess what? I've been taking the collagen and I don't have shoulder pain anymore. So he's been selling the collagen for me, and he still sells real estate. It doesn't mean he's not selling real estate anymore. It's just a product that, as someone with a social media platform, he's able to talk about and promote, right? I don't want to be considered pushy. I try to lead without the pressure. So that's when it comes to like really understanding sales and feeling confident about what you have to offer. If it's not interesting, they're just going to keep passing through, Angie. So that would probably be like the least thing that I would worry about, because some things people are going to like and other things they're not. But remember what I said, you just want quantity content. Yes, we are many things. So you don't have to put yourself in a box of I can't talk about this because I, you know, do one thing for a living. Okay. Sometimes I worry about them understanding what I say and if they understand. So that's why we have to repeat ourselves again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Like this training right here that I'm doing, I've said these words multiple times, but I have to say them over and over and over and over and over, because it's always the same objections in our industry with the people that I'm working with. Like this is one of the top things, is always like, what are people going to think? And so you just have to be okay with people having opinions, because people are absolutely going to have opinions. Like they 100% are going to have opinions about you. You just have to decide that their opinions don't matter, because you have bills to pay. And that's more important than worrying about what some random person on the internet says or thinks. You also have to be willing to be vulnerable. And I know that can be really hard for some of you. Drop a 3 in the comments for me if you find it challenging to be vulnerable. When you get vulnerable, that's when people connect with you. That doesn't mean share everything. That doesn't mean like share all of your dirty laundry. It just means being willing to open up a little bit and share about your life. Like some people are just terrified to even put anything about their life online because they don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to open themselves up to the criticism, the opinions, all of those things. But when you're vulnerable, when you share things from a place of being vulnerable, people really connect with that a lot. Okay. Again, this is all about building a brand that is going to connect with people. And that is how you sell. You have to be willing to share your feelings and your emotions. Okay. Let's see how many of you. Okay, a few of you are afraid to be vulnerable. Yeah, like you have to be willing to share. You have to be willing to share these types of things. And when you think about the influencers that you connect with the most on social media, it's usually because they're sharing something vulnerably, like some type of story, some sort of challenge or something that they've been through, and they're taking you through the process and the journey of getting on the other side of it. And sometimes it can be challenging to share things when you're in the thick of them, and I understand that. And there's some things you might not want to share until you're on the other side of it. But just being able to open up and share a little bit really helps connect. And I'll give you an example of something that maybe doesn't sound so scary. So I've been in this industry for a long time. I left my last company 9 months ago. I've been with pharmacy for 9 months now. And I had to start all the way over. I had to start all, it was a very big humbling season for me. I've shared a little bit about that. I had a really like dry spell in May. Like in May, like it felt like I was doing all of this work. I was putting out all of this energy and like the enrollments just weren't happening. And so I shared that I feel like people think that because of me and I'm me and my success, that like things are just like magic for me all the time. But I also go through those same hardships that every other network marketer in our industry goes through. And the amount of comments and messages that I got saying, oh my gosh, thank you for sharing this. This made me feel so much better. Like you just have to be willing to be open and be a little bit vulnerable and share some of the things that you struggle with. And I'm telling you, people are really going to be able to connect with it. Now, one rule, and I may be getting ahead of myself because to be honest with you, I can't remember what's on these slides until I open them. Um, what was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. I'll come back to it. Maybe it's because I wasn't supposed to say it. You know what? I'll probably remember in like 3 seconds. But anyhow, being vulnerable doesn't mean oversharing. It just means being real. Let people see what you've walked through, not just what you've achieved. That's what creates connection and that's what makes people trust you. I knew what I was going to say again and then I lost it again. You guys, sometimes like my mind, like it's really, oh, I know what I was going to say. You have to frame it, always frame things in a way that is positive. So you don't want to just be like, you know what, I'm really struggling with XYZ and life sucks. No, that's not what I'm saying. You always want to position things in a, I've struggled with this, but having a positive outlook. And for me, I lean on my faith for that, to have a positive outlook, even when things don't feel so great. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I struggle with, I had mold exposure. I don't know if anyone has ever dealt with having mold. I lived in a house with mold for 2 years, and that's why sometimes I will forget what I'm going to say. I will literally lose words. I have a problem with what you call sometimes, it's called word finding. Okay, so if I sometimes seem a little flighty or like a little blonde, I promise I'm not blonde. It's because I had mold exposure. Okay, so there's me being vulnerable with you again. Okay. A little tip for you, always be helpful. So some experts will tell you not to be helpful, save all your information, sell that information. But I built my brand with a philosophy that if it helped me, it's going to help other people. And it doesn't matter to me if I'm making money from the thing that I'm sharing. What matters to me is that I help other people because my brand isn't here to just make a quick buck. I want long-term followers who value and trust me. So if I find a gadget like this little doohickey on the back of my phone that helps me, I stick it on windows or screens or whatever whenever I'm ready to, make some content. Uh, People can get it on Amazon. It's helpful. Sure, I could set up an Amazon link. I might make 3 cents, not really worth my time, to be honest. But if it helps me, I'm going to share it with you because I want to be helpful to you. Because when I'm helpful to you, you're going to continue to follow me, right? You're going to say, I like following Brooke. She inspires me. And you know what? She's really helpful. Like she shares things that are helpful to me. You also want to inspire people with your life. And what I mean by this is to inspire others without trying means to live in alignment. That means you have made a decision to go all in on your business and to change your life. The people that are successful in this business have a strong mindset. They're working on their mindset. They're doing personal development. They're listening to audiobooks. They're listening to podcasts. They're hiring coaches. They're working with their upline because we do get amazing free training here with this business. But the people that I know that are the most successful are always investing in themselves. And so when people tell me that I inspire them, it sometimes shocks me because I'm not every day to day. Like I'm just living my life. I'm just doing my thing. Like I've got my challenges that I'm dealing with, right? I'm not thinking like, you know what, I just really hope I'm inspiring someone today. But why I inspire people is because I'm living in alignment and I have a mission in my life to help people. I have a bigger vision for my life. I made a decision a long time ago that I wasn't going to settle for average. And I've taken people on that journey. So to inspire others without trying is to live in alignment, is showing up fully, making bold choices, and honoring your growth, not to impress other people, but because it's who you are. And people will feel that. Your consistency, your courage, your joy, it gives them the permission to do the same. I mean, just look at this photo right here, right? Like we're just having the best time. Like you can feel the joy from everyone on this photo. There's nothing fake about that photo. Like just looking at it, I can remember the moment and I know how much happiness and joy everyone had being there at the CEO's house. Is this helpful? You guys, are you picking up what I'm putting down? All right, so a little tough love. This means that you have a choice to make. There is something in life that you have that you want or that you want, and you have to decide if you're going to build it or if you're going to stay complacent. The fear is always going to be there, you guys. The fear is always going to be there. And I always say, if you want it, you have to build it. That's like my team tagline. Like, if you want it, if you want to get golden director and go to Turkey, you got to build it. If you want a 5-figure a month, revenue stream, you got to build it. If you want a hot body, you got to get in the gym, you got to eat right, you got to build it. Like my team's doing a health and fitness challenge right now. Like whatever you want, like you have to build it. And so that means you have a choice to make right now, like draw a line in the sand and decide like, am I going in on this business? And by going on this business, it means, am I going after my dreams? And like, what are my goals and dreams? Like, why am I even here? Okay, so this is like a little deep for, 2 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon, but this is what keeps you going whenever things get hard. Okay, so building a brand and marketing on social media truly becomes a way of life when you implement the strategies that I teach you. It's not something that you do once, it's something that you commit to doing as a means to reach the goals you have in your life. Like this morning in the gym, I text my husband, I'm on the Stairmaster, and I'm like, hey, come get a quick clip. I put up a reel today, told a little quick story with it, put out like a really quick piece of content. Like he didn't make a big deal about it. He like ran over and took the clip because it's our lifestyle. It's what we do. And for a lot of you, I know that this is new and it might feel overwhelming, but it really truly becomes a way of life. So my goal for this training, and we're just jumping into it, and we're 25 minutes in, you guys, is to humanize you to your audience. That's like truly the secret sauce. When you see these big influencers that have hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions of followers, a lot of times people don't connect with them. And a lot of times they don't even respond to comments and DMs. How many of you ever experienced that? Drop a 5. And you're like, seriously? Like you're not even going to comment back? You're not even going to like heart my, response to your story? So you're actually in a really great place being where you're at. By the way, let me know how many Instagram followers you have, because it's going to be easier for you having a smaller audience than for someone that has a big audience. I can tell you, I've recruited people that had hundreds of thousands of followers and they never did anything. Okay. Or you can take someone that has a few thousand followers and is like hungry and like runs with it and they can make a lot of money. Okay. So follower count doesn't always mean squat. Being human and connecting with your audience, that's the secret sauce. So now that I've kind of covered where we're going with this training and the expectation of like how you're building your brand, I want to talk about some of the rookie mistakes that I see people make when they start this business. And Like I said, it's not too late to course correct. You can always make shifts, right? So mistake number one is expecting overnight success. You have to commit to the process, you guys. How many of you have had someone on your team join, they launch, they make one post, and then poof, they're gone? It didn't work. Didn't work for me. Didn't work for me. No, like you, I'm not an overnight success. I've been doing this for 18 years and I'm starting all the way over. I still don't even feel like I'm a success, to be honest with you. Okay. So, like, you have to be so committed to this. Like, you have to understand that network marketing is personal development with a compensation plan attached to it. And you're going to learn and you're going to grow through this. And the time is going to pass anyhow. You may as well tap into these trainings. You may as well learn and grow through the process. And if you made $5, awesome, you made $5. Do you know that people pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for the type of training that you get by being in our team? Like, truly, they do. And so many successful entrepreneurs get their start in network marketing. A lot of people will use it as a stepping stool to the next thing. For me, I just love the industry. Like, I love the industry. I've seen a lot of people come through, they'll have a lot of success. They build a platform, they'll make some money, and they go on and they do other things because this truly is a level playing field and anyone can come in no matter what your background is. In fact, the people that I've seen have the most success in this business had it the hardest. They had it the hardest because they were the most desperate. So don't expect to be successful overnight, because you may as well just go ahead and like quit if you're expecting to be successful overnight. It's not going to happen unless you're coming in already like pre-established somewhere else successfully. Do not expect to be successful overnight. Okay. So commit to the process, you guys. Mistake number two, spamming your link on your post. Okay. So I see this happen a lot where people will come in and they're like, okay, I'm in pharmacy now. And they start like putting like product photos and spamming their links on the post. Don't recommend doing that. Okay. You can put your link in your stories from time to time. I will tell you, very rarely have I had someone just like order from my link. Usually I have to have a personal conversation with them. You can put your links like in your link in your bio if you want to have like a link tree or milkshake or one of those little micro sites on your Instagram bio. Like, maybe you have like a hot list with like your favorite, supplements or beauty products, depending on which lines you're promoting. But just putting your link out on posts on Facebook or Instagram is not really going to do much to get you business. In fact, it screams spam, and the algorithm does not prioritize that content. It gets deranked, okay, because people are not going to be engaging with it. So instead, what you want to do is you want to share a personal story about the product that you're promoting and ask your audience to comment for more information. Okay. So you always want to find out who your leads are, because while yes, you can put links in Instagram stories, and people that have huge audiences have a lot of luck with having people just click and order. Probably most of us on here have smaller audiences, and that's not our experience. So we need to talk to people. And so the best way for you to find out who's even interested is to share a story about a product that you love. Like, let's say aloe, for example. How many of you love aloe? Okay, drop aloe in the comments if you love aloe. Obsessed with aloe, probably my most favorite nutrition product that we have. I don't have bloating anymore. It's amazing. I never had a flat stomach in my life. I'm very happy with that product. Was devastated when it was out of stock. And so now I keep at least 10 on hand at all times because I have PTSD. I have aloe PTSD, you guys. That, see, I just told you a story. I just see how effortlessly I just told you a story. I see a lot of you that aren't even telling stories. You're just like, here's my product, using my products. No, you got to tell stories that help people, like, so they know, like, oh, this was her problem before and this product solved the problem. Okay. So this is how you're qualifying people and finding out that they're interested, but is by asking them to comment like a keyword for information. So I might say, drop the word bloat on my post, or drop the word aloe. If you follow my content, you see that I do that quite a bit.
Let's do it.
Okay, so you want to sell with personal results and stories. So this was my POV, the product that gave you a flat stomach after suffering your entire life from bloating is back in stock after months of waiting. And so I just actually showed how flat my stomach was. And then I share the caption right here. It's embarrassing how bad my stomach has gotten since running out of aloe. This flat tummy is coming back though. Aloe Glow restocks at 11:30 today. Drop the word aloe if you want my link. Okay. And then this was a little tip that I learned. I can't remember who told me this, but to use the eyeshadow primer. And I've been using that instead of concealer ever since. So I just needed to freshen up before our team call. And so I posted about this, and I had so many of my team members that were ordering this combo to use for dark circles because they saw me share a story and like actually demonstrate how it works. So super simple, not a big makeup girly. I want it to be quick and I want it to be easy. So caption, if you have dark circles, you need this combo for brightening. When you find the best way to cover dark circles is to skip the concealer and use this instead. Is this helpful? Okay, so this is a story sequence, and when I'm on my game, I'm good at doing these, okay? So this is basically you can make a post and you tell a story and you have people click through the slides to get the information. So, oh, the detox headache hit right before bed last night, tension in my neck, shoulders, temples. I started to panic because I knew I had boot camp starting today. Then I remembered someone in our group chat said the paprika chili balsam massage gel helps with headaches. So I rubbed it on my neck and temples, crossed my fingers, prayed, and went to sleep. This detox is seriously exhausting. Woke up headache free, zero tension, ready for the boot camp. This stuff is magic. Want the link to the gel? And so see, again, it's a call to action. They tap the chili pepper if they want the link for the gel. And then I showed the receipts from the people in the group chat saying, you know, how the product had worked for them to resolve their headaches. So that's what we call a story sequence. But again, it goes back to storytelling. Same type thing, just snapped a quick photo of my product here. And then I wrote, you know, a little post, want the link, drop the word gel below, and I'll DM it to you. So this is me just again telling the story about how I got a headache right before bed. And I was launching my social media boot camp. It was like a 5-day training. And actually, spoiler alert, this is the first training from that. So I'm teaching it to you guys. But I got a headache and I was like, oh my God, like I have to like sleep because I have a big day tomorrow. And so definitely keep this product on hand. Okay. Side note, make sure that you keep this product on hand. Is this helpful for you guys? Sorry, I'm not able to look at the comments and also train at the same time. Okay. Okay. Yes. Helpful call to action words. Yeah. So when you do the things that I tell you to, you're not going to feel like a spammy seller. And that's what another example, objection I get from people all the time is, I don't want to be spammy. I don't want to seem salesy. I'm like, well, if you go through the training and you learn how to use social media, you're not going to seem spammy or salesy. People sell stuff on social media all day, every day, and you buy it. Let's be real. How many of you bought something on social media today? I don't think I bought anything today, but probably this week. I get targeted with ads all the time, so I know you do too. All right, mistake number 3 is using corporate graphics. Now, there can be a time and place for corporate graphics, but generally speaking, I don't generally use them because they just don't really connect to people. Why? Because they're corporate. The corporate graphics are really designed for us, for them to communicate with us influencers that, hey, there's a promotion. This is what it is. So this is why this doesn't work. So this was just like a faux post that I made. I would never put this on my page. It was like blocked, so only I could see it. So I could screenshot it for this example. Okay. So, but I see this all the time from new people. They'll take like a screenshot of a promo and they'll like post something that's just generic and they'll put a bunch of hashtags. Also, don't do that, please. This is why it doesn't work. There's zero personal connection. There's no storytelling. There's no face. No one has built trust with you. And corporate graphics screamed, I'm just here to sell. The obnoxious hashtags kill your reach and it doesn't do anything for your post, okay? And people are going to scroll right past it because it looks like a commercial, not like a human. Any of you ever see these in your feed? Because I still see them and it's 2025.
I pulled myself together. Wait until you see the hot mess express get ready with me videos that I just recorded. but I need to let you know about this weekend's promo. So if you've been waiting to enroll as an influencer, or you've been waiting to get your order in, I know a lot of you have been eyeing the coffee, or you've been wanting my combo for under eye circles, which is the highlighter and the eyeshadow primer. You are going to get, when you spend $60 this weekend, you're going to get this combo for free. So this is my favorite mascara. It's the one I'm wearing now. It is subtle, but it's good. It doesn't make my eyes water. This is the double lash extend, has for volume and for length. You're also going to get a bottle of the primer, not primer, sorry. This is a setting spray. And then this is the blush. Okay, this is the stick blush. It will last you forever, and it is what I'm wearing right now.
Okay, so that's an example of how I would promote that promo instead of just using the graphic. If I have those products on hand, I'm gonna get on stories or live video. I'm gonna make sure I get my face in front of people and I'm going to tell them, this is what the promo is, this is what you're gonna get. I might tell a little story about it. You see how I tied those other two, like those two things together because I recorded them at the same time. And if you don't have the products, there's another way to do it, but I will tell you it is so helpful. I don't, can you see my backdrop back here? I had a lot more back there, but I had someone that I gave a bunch of stuff to, but I keep this display and I have extra products on hand that I can use whenever we have promotions, just so I can be able to have things to show. Okay. So even if it's not my favorite product, I still like to be able to have it to use.
Now is the time to do it. Check this out right here. Okay, so when you spend $60 this weekend, whether you want to grab the recharge, which I talked about for focus, or my favorite coffee, maybe you want to check out some of the makeup. We have so many different things. Or you want to just go ahead and get signed up as an influencer, you're going to get to grab this bundle right here for free. This company is so generous. They are always giving us things. And let me tell you, the mascara you're getting is one of my favorites. It's a double extend lash, and it that gives you volume and the length. We also have the setting spray for the makeup. You're going to get that free, and the blush. And I'm wearing all of those right now. Okay, so very like subtle. Of course, you can play it up more, but you know me, I'm more of a naturally girly. So go ahead, get your order in if you already have your account, and if you don't have your account, just reach out.
Okay, so if you don't have the products, you see how I recorded that video and I just like pointed in the air. And then that's how I would use the corporate graphic where I'm pointing at it to show like these are the products that you're going to get. So there is a time and a place for you to use the graphics, but you want to be very strategic. You don't want to just like post it up on your page. This is me talking. You see my face, you hear my energy, my excitement, me highlighting, hey, like I'm actually wearing these products. So this is another way for you to promote like a promotion, a sale without, you know, just like posting the graphic on your page. Is that helpful? Before I move on to the next one,
Now
was that, sorry, was that helpful? Yeah, you don't want your page to look like an ad. Okay, we want to get to know you. So that was just an Instagram, Amy. That's just literally an Instagram stories. Okay, hopefully you guys took some stuff away from that. Okay, mistake number 4 is inboxing friends with links, videos, and information without asking. Um, just don't. Just don't do it. Okay. We always, always, always want to ask if they are open to hearing more information, learning about our business, checking out our products before we never want to just, and this is where a lot of you mess up, is you'll just get so excited that you're just in the DMs and you're sending links and videos. And I was analyzing like one of my influencers I was working with, and she had DM'd this whole thing about like the grandsons running the company. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like that is way too much information. Like they did not ask for that. Like we're just talking about lipstick here. Okay. So you want to make sure that they are open to information before you give them anything at all. That is how you're going to stay postured. Okay. So never assume that they're interested without permission because it will be perceived as spam. Always ask if they're open to checking out your offer prior to sending any info, links, videos, or graphics. Okay, here's a really bad example of a reach out. Okay, Hey girl, hope you're doing amazing. I know we haven't talked in a while, but I just launched my new business and I'm so excited. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. You have to check it out. All the exclamation points. It's basically this amazing all-in-one platform that helps people lose weight, detox their body, balance their hormones, feel more confident, and make passive income from home. And who doesn't want that, right? Anyway, I just posted a video on TikTok. Here's a link and here's my website. You can shop here. Okay, you get my point. All right, I don't have to read all of that. But I get how many of you drop what number are we on? Drop a 6 in the comments if you get DMs like this. Drop a 6 in the comments if you get DMs like this. And what do you do? Tell me, what do you do when someone sends you a DM like that? Delete, block, don't answer, ignore, mostly delete, ignore. Sometimes I want to coach them and I really have to hold back. Flip it. Okay, so we don't want to do that because it's just like, whoa, it's like the little dog that's like so excited it pees on your foot. Okay, we don't want to be the little dog that pees on people's feet. All right, it's a hot mess because there's no relationship established and it jumps straight into the pitch. There's zero clarity, too many links, no clear action, information overload, trying to say everything at once, generic mass sent. It has like that tone of just being like a generic mass sent message. You'd be so good at this. No curiosity built, doesn't invite conversation, and just explodes information. I do have an additional training on how to reach out to people. I don't have time to like go into like super detail about that because it's a whole nother thing. But I have a free training on my Instagram if you guys want that. So this was a real life bad example that I got like literally, I think the morning I was getting ready to do this training. I was like, oh, thank you. This is perfect. She says, hey, Brooke, hope you're doing well. I wanted to reach out and see if you'd be able to handle 15 to 20 appointments with clients of your niche this month. Have you ever considered hiring fully trained appointment setters and closers to book sales meetings for your business? We do this organically, 100% human powered. Would you like me to send more info? I'm like, first of all, there's no way this is human powered because you don't know who I am. Okay. You don't know what kind of business that I have. You just said clients of your niche. I don't even have a business that has clients that I need to have appointments with. And I get this kind of DM all the time. Okay. So I just block these people because I don't even think they're real people. To be honest with you, every time I go to their profile, like it's not even a person. But I see network marketers do stuff like this. So I don't want you to be this person. I can't remember her name now because I blocked her name out to be nice, but you don't want to be that person. Okay. So I'm going to give you just like high level of a sample outreach script. So when you reach out, you want to be brief, you want to be to the point, you want to compliment them with a genuine compliment, and you want to let them know why you thought of them. You want to dangle a carrot, and then that's it. Okay. So I might say, hey, Jessica, I just started a new business. I'm really excited about, and I thought of you because you've always been like, really into makeup. And I know that women just like really, admire you. It just depends on the person, right? It depends on the person. Not sure if it's something you'd ever be into, but if you're open to hearing what I'm working on, I'd love to share a quick peek. No pressure either way. Okay. So like I said, I do have a free, I think like an outreach script or something in my bio. But you just, again, you want to just be brief. You want to be to the point. You want to let them know why you thought of them. I have one girl, Natalie. I'll give her as an example. So Natalie, I knew Natalie from business and she had been in network marketing. She'd been a top earner in other network marketing companies. And then something happened. How many of you know someone with MLM PTSD? Drop PTSD in the comments. It might be you. It might be you. And she left the industry and she's just been kind of laying low. And when I started pharmacy, I kept thinking about Natalie because Natalie loves makeup. She's amazing at makeup. She always has, she's a Southern belle. And so she has like always a perfect face of makeup. And she's just that entrepreneur that like women just love her. Like she inspires people. She's a natural coach. She's has that entrepreneurial spirit, but she's kind of been suppressing it for the last few years. And so I just reach out to her. I've reached out to her several times and she's told me no every time, but I still circle back to see if something has shifted. So I would just say something like, Natalie, hey, I just started with this new company. I'm not sure if you saw, I left my last company. I started with a new brand and I thought of you immediately because obviously I've been wanting to work with you for years. But we have a makeup line that's incredible. And I know how much you love your makeup. I have no idea if you're open to getting back into MLM or not. If not, I totally understand, but I just wanted to throw it out there. Let me know if you might be open to more information. So we want to be short, we want to be to the point, and we want to be genuine. We have to create a custom outreach for every person. We can't do copy and paste. Copy and paste is not going to recruit you the big players. Okay. Absolutely not going to recruit the big players. It's not going to recruit the small players either, but I'm just saying. All right. Is that helpful with the reach outs? I hate to be like quick on that one, but I have a lot of things to cover because, like I said, that one's like its own like in-depth training on like how to do the reach outs. Helpful PTSD. Your script is my whole business. So valuable to me. I already told you. Thank you. I'm so glad to hear that, Michelle. That makes me happy. So mistake number 5 is writing generic post. And listen, it's okay to leverage AI, but your stories need to be personal and they need to convey emotion, regardless of if you're writing it or if you're having AI help you to write it. So I see a lot of times vague, overly polished, and non-personal content, and it just doesn't connect. And I pass, so I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this content? What not to do. This past year has taught me so much. I've had challenges, but I've grown through them and I'm stronger now. So grateful for all the lessons. I'm ready to see what 2025 brings. Let's keep growing together. Snooze. Okay. Why it doesn't work. No story, no moment, no emotional depth, vague challenges, no connection. Could be anyone's post, so no one engages with it. What to do instead. Okay. So this is a personal story right here. When I started my business, and by the way, I don't know who that person in that photo is. This was in 2008. When I started my business, I was pregnant, had a 3-year-old at home, and my future felt completely uncertain. I was separated from my husband at the time. And I was working a retail job, barely making enough to cover daycare, and I knew that the math didn't work. I couldn't work full time just to pay someone else to raise my kids, so I jumped. I took a leap of faith into direct sales with zero clue what I was doing, but I knew I had to try. I didn't have a strategy. I didn't have a plan. I had urgency, drive, and the belief that there had to be a better way. I learned sales, I learned marketing, and I learned how to lead. And I showed up messy, but I showed up. Now I've built something I'm truly proud of and helped blaze the trail for so many others who needed someone to go first. The circumstances were hard, but the decision to bet on myself, that was a shift. If you're standing at your own crossroads, I get it, and you're capable of way more than you think. Which one do you think people are going to connect with more? Like truly. And this is goes back to where I was saying so many of you are afraid to be vulnerable, and being vulnerable is what is going to work. Now, would I have posted this in 2008 when I was going through this and just like starting my new business? Absolutely not. Okay, absolutely not. I was going through it at the time. But as you can see, God is good. God has restored my marriage. Did many years ago, did just a work in my relationship, and things are amazing. So people are again inspired by this. So it's so good to open up and share your struggles, but it's also so good to be like, you know what? I'm not going to give up on myself and I have to find a way. And you guys, this business is a lifeline for some of you. This business is a vehicle. This business is an opportunity. Okay? It's showing up as lipstick or as collagen or as fat burning shots, but it's more than the bottle. It's not the bottle that's making you successful. It's not what's in this bottle that's making you successful. It's you. Okay? It doesn't matter which product it is that you're using. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Are you feeling my passion? Are you understanding that this industry changed my life? And these strategies and principles that I'm teaching you in this training today are what made me successful. And they're super simple things. Like, it's not crazy. I didn't use sales funnels. I didn't use paid ads. I just showed up and I connected with people on my Facebook page. I started posting photos of my food on paper plates whenever we were going through our son's autism diagnosis and recovery story. And I was like, I got to figure out something to help my son. What am I going to do? We're going to eat healthy. Started taking pictures of my photos. People started following me. I mean, I know it's crazy. And that was how I really started building my brand in the early 2000s, like in the 2000 from 2010, 2011. So this post works because it's anchored in a specific visual story with real emotion. When you can connect photos with the story, It's powerful. How many of you see Issa's story? She's always sharing her story. And it reminds me, like, I need to share my story more. I need to share my story more because sometimes I forget that I need to keep sharing it. I just assume, well, people have seen it. How many of you have seen the old photos of her, like when she was a nurse and, she was pregnant with Matthew or Matthew was a baby? And like, you're like, oh, wow, like, look at how far she's come. It's like you don't even recognize her as a person, right? Like, totally huge transformation, right? You need to find the photos. Okay. So dig in and find the photos. But visual story with real emotion shares vulnerability and that invites trust. It leads to a powerful reframe and a clear call to engage and to connect. You can always put a call to action about reaching out or commenting to learn more about your business too. Okay. And again, as I mentioned earlier, never complain or tell a sob story without a positive outlook or solution. I always tell people, like, don't come to me with a problem. Like, let's be solution oriented. Like, if you're just coming to me to complain, I don't want to hear it. Like, we need to be solution oriented here. Okay. So use these moments to show that you're human and that you are relatable. I know, Kat, it's crazy. Yeah, the glow up is real. All right. So write your post with heart and soul or humor if that's your personality. And if you're not a writer, it's okay. There's AI. You can use AI. I actually have a little tool that I use that is a little bit better than just like regular chat GPT. Um, but I feel like it's a skill that you can develop, but you have to, you have to practice it. I will say I love AI because even though I am a writer, it just really shortcuts everything for me. And I'm able to crank out more things faster without having to think too much. Mistake number 6 is using objections as a reason to quit. I see a lot of people using, well, I heard this from a customer and I'm like, I'm done. So what I want to teach you to do is to use the objections that you get to make content. Okay. So how to create content around objections. Okay. So objection, empathy, shift, proof or story, call to action. Okay. So if you're hearing it in your DMs, write it down, validate it. I totally feel you. Reframe it, show them a new way to see it, and tell a story or show a before and after, and then invite them to have that mindset shift with you. So I'll give you the example. When I started my last business in 2018, no, 2017, I was coming from the coaching world, like with digital entrepreneurs, online coaching, and that was like the majority of my audience. And the whole thing at the time was that people weren't marketing MLMs the way that they're marketing MLMs now. They were marketing them the old school way, the wrong way, and people were really turned off by it. People have gotten savvier now and they're marketing better. But the whole belief was that joining a network marketing company would ruin your brand. Okay. And that was my own personal objection too. So I just continued to make content around how to build a network marketing company without ruining your brand. And every day I was putting content out around that. And I recruited some of my top people that helped me make millions of dollars by overcoming that objection they had in their mind about how joining a network marketing company was going to ruin their brand image on social media. So if someone tells you that, let's say, drop in the comments like what's an objection that you got recently. Let me give you like a real life scenario here. I don't have time. Network marketing is a cult. I don't have time to unpack all of that right now. Okay, I don't have time. Okay, so what I would do is I would create content around how busy people are actually the best people for this business. And it really is true. Like the days when my calendar is the most full is the days that I get the most things done. The days that I have a bunch of blank space in my calendar, I have no clear direction and I don't really get a lot of stuff done. Is anyone else kind of the same? Okay, and I have really bad ADHD too. So it really is true that the people that are busier tend to be more successful in this business because they know how to manage their time, whereas the people that don't have a lot going on don't. I actually had people in my last organization that rose up through the ranks, started making a lot of money, quit their jobs, and then their businesses fell apart because they didn't have any structure. Like they just were like, oh, da, 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 like whatever throughout their day. So you want to, instead of letting the objections beat you down, you want to turn those objections into content. So if someone comes to me and says, I heard the products are toxic, blah, 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 blah. That's when I'm going to do a whole thing about EU standards. and the beauty standards and how pharmacy products are made to EU standards. So again, you just have to be smart, and instead of using objections to crumble, use objections for your content. And I do this in my coaching too. So when I'm working with my team, I hear the same stuff all the time. If I'm on the call with someone and I'm having like a major like moment with them, I'm like I sometimes I will hang up and I will immediately go live and I will share that as a means to be helpful. That's how I built my brand and help people have a mindset shift. Is that helpful? Has anyone ever done that? Have you ever done that? Have you ever like taken the objections people have given you and made content around it? A lot of people don't want to approach it because they're like, "Oh, I don't want to approach it. I don't want to approach it." And I did it a lot in my last business too. I did it a lot in my last business, and I do it a lot in this business as well. And when I get an objection, I'm like, "Great, now I got content today." Okay. So objection, I don't have the money. Story-based caption idea. I used to think I couldn't afford to start, but what I really couldn't afford was staying stuck in the same spot for another 6 months. Real hook, you don't need a big budget. You just need a better decision. Reframe in your stories. What if the thing you're saying is too expensive is the thing that gets you out of paycheck to paycheck? I had to flip the way I saw investing. I don't pay to join, I pay to grow. Objection, I don't have the time. I didn't find the time, I made the time because I was tired of watching everyone else live the life I wanted. Your 15 minutes of scrolling could be 15 minutes of selling. Story sequence idea. If you're waiting for free time, you'll be waiting forever. I built my first $500 a month during lunch breaks and late nights, not because I had extra time, but because I had extra motivation. Personal stories are really good for these too, you guys. If you had your own personal internal objections, that's really great content waiting to happen. I'm not good at sales. How many of you heard that? Most people aren't. It's not something we're just born being good at. It's a skill set like anything else that we have to learn and develop. You don't have to be good at sales. You just have to be good at being you. That's what builds trust. I'm not a sales expert. I just tell the truth about what helped me. People buy from connection, not perfection. I've made more sales being real in a messy bun than I ever did trying to be polished. I don't want to be on social media. Okay. If you're afraid of being too much online, ask yourself who benefits when you play small. Social media isn't the problem, it's a tool. You get to choose how you use it. You don't need to go viral, you just need to be visible to the right people. If you can show up in stories with your face and your voice and your heart, what's more powerful than any trend? And again, it's going to go back to your why and your mission. And if you don't have those things, it's going to be harder for you to show up on social media. So there we have it. Like I told you, I didn't even remember what was on the slides. I just ran. Um, so I will just probably share the slides if that's okay. I can get those to Kat or Isa or whoever. Was this training helpful, you guys? I got it in 59 minutes. Okay. Do you feel like more confident in knowing like what to do and like what to do, like what not to do, and then what to do instead? And that was my goal. And I wanted you to be able to help your new bees coming in know, like don't make these rookie mistakes because I see those rookie mistakes all the time, but do this instead. So I will get the replay out and yeah, I'll just get the replay and then you can go back and grab whatever you needed from the slides. Okay. All right. I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys later.